Welcome back to the course. Okay, in the previous video we looked at the File menu. I'm going to show you now how we can reopen a document that we've saved. So I've saved the course outline in this folder. One way of doing it is actually just double-clicking on the Excel document itself. So if we double-click on that, you'll see it opens Excel. And here you can see we did the File menu tab already. We're now going to look at the Home menu. What I want to do is show you, if you don't have the document, how you can open Excel. So if we close that, if you go down to your Start menu, you can just type in Excel and it'll bring up Excel here. So we can click on that. That now is going to open the Excel software. It isn't going to open the actual document that we were working on, but you will see in your most recent items here, there is the document. If you were looking to create a new document or a new blank workbook, you could click on blank workbook and that would open a new blank workbook for you. We want to go in and we want to open our actual document that we were working on earlier. So I'd go File, Open, and you can see course outline is there. Okay, so what we're going to look at next is the Home menu. So the Home menu is the second menu from the left-hand side. If you click on that, you'll see the ribbon updates with everything related to the Home menu. So what we're going to do, we're going to work through each of these sections. If you look on our course outline, we're going to look at how to cut, copy, and paste. So that is in this little square section here under Clipboard, this little section. So we have an option to cut, we have an icon to copy, and we have a little paste icon. So let's look at cut. So say, for instance, we only wanted to look at this section of data here. We could use the cut icon to cut it out. You can see it's now got a border that is highlighted. And we could go to a new worksheet. So we can just click on this little plus icon to open a new worksheet. And if we wanted to look at it on this worksheet, we would choose the column and the row where we want to paste the top left-hand corner of this data, and we would just click on paste. And you can see if you want to widen a column, you can just drag and drop it, or you can double click on the right-hand side of that column. So columns are the alphabetical columns going down, and the rows are the numeric rows going across. So this would be A1, this would be B4. You can see this little cell here tells you what cell you have highlighted, C4. So I'm in column C, row number 4. If we go back to our data now, you can see that data now is gone. We've actually cut it out of the sheet, which in most cases you wouldn't want to do because you want to have your master data left in one piece. So what we could do, we could go and we could click undo. So what that undo has done, it's I widened this column, it's just undone that widening. So if we click down, we can undo column width. We can undo column A that we widened. If you keep going down, it gives you all of the options. We can undo the paste. Now you can see there's nothing pasted there. If we go back to our data, there's our data again. So that is what cut does. It physically cuts the data out and you would move it somewhere else and paste it. If we wanted to do the same exercise but not change our master data, we could click on copy. So copy has got two options, copy or copy as a picture. We're going to choose just the normal copy. Again, you can see there's a border around the data. We go to our new sheet. We can click whichever cell is going to be the top left-hand part of our new data set, and we click paste. You can see it pasted it from C3. Again, we can widen the data so we can see it. We can widen the columns, and there's our new data set. If we go back to data, you can see that data is still there. So we haven't taken anything out of our original data set. If we wanted to copy as a picture, that second option, we could take a different data set, click the drop down on copy, copy as a picture, go OK, we go here and we go paste. Now you can see this is actually an image. It's just like a photograph of the data. We can't actually edit, we can't click on something here and change it. It's just an image that we can resize or move wherever we want it to move. So this is just to show the data. You're not actually going to be able to edit anything there. If we click on that and we hit our delete button, we can delete that. So that is what copy as picture is. Under paste, we got lots of different options under paste special. That I'll explain to you later what paste special does. Here we've got quite an interesting icon here. It's called Format Painter. So for instance, if we wanted to make this heading bold, here's our bold icon. We could also make it italic, and we might want to underline it because it's a heading of a column. It's our product name for all of our products. Now, I wouldn't want to go and have to do that to every single heading in this table because it might take me a lot of time. So if we've done one and we wanted to make all the rest of these the same formatting, we could click on the cell that has the formatting we want, and we could click on Format Painter. And you can see now I've got a little paintbrush next to my mouse icon, and I could go and highlight all the ones that I want the same format, and when I let go of the mouse, you can see it's made all of them bold, italic, and underlined. So we might have a situation here where we want to highlight these yellow, and we want to mark the text as red. So here we're learning how to do fill, background fill, and font color. We've changed the background fill to yellow and the font color to red. We might decide that we want to do that over here too. We click on Format Painter. Whatever we've done to that text there will be done to whatever we highlight here. So that is what that Format Painter is. It's a great tool to save time. If you are putting lots of different formats across a spreadsheet, you can just highlight whatever you want to do, click on the Format Painter, click on the cell you want to format, and it will apply that formatting automatically. So let's undo that. There we go. The next little section here is our font section. So we've already seen we can make a cell bold, which makes it darker. We can make it italic, which gives it a bit of a slant. If we click on the icon again, it undoes whatever we've chosen. So you can see now the bold is highlighted, but the italic icon is not. If we click on this side, bold is highlighted, italic, and underline. If we no longer want this underlined, we can just deselect it. So that's how we can work with bold. Calibri is the font style. So that's this font used for this text. We can go and we could change that to any one of these fonts. We might want to change it to Arial, for instance. You can see the way that that is written and the way that that is written is different. This is Calibri font, and this is Arial. So you might want to use a specific one. Maybe the company you're working for only works with Calibri. You would then just set that to Calibri. This number here is your font size. So we can go down, we can make it bigger, or we can make it smaller. You can see that font there is smaller than that one. Here next to it, we have a border. So if we wanted to put a border around a section, you can see this little table has got the bottom line highlighted. So if we click on that, you can see it put a line at the bottom of our little square that we highlighted. You might not always want to do the bottom, so you can click on that. You could do a top border. Now you can see there's a line at the top, and there's the line that we did before at the bottom. So yeah, you can do a thick border around everything. So if we highlighted that section again, you might want to put a thick border around it. You can click on that, and that now has put a thick border around it. So these are all your border options. You can draw borders, you can choose any one of these options. For all of the things that I'm showing you from here, you can use your right mouse click to do a shortcut. Here we have our cut, our copy, our paste. Down here we have format cells. Under format cells, we have border. So here we can go and we can undo or redo whatever borders we need to do. And we can choose the thickness. So we might only want a thick line on the left-hand side and right-hand side, and maybe we want a medium line on the top. Now you can see it's gone and applied that. So it's easier than going and selecting one by one on this. The right-click, format cells, border is an easier way to go and apply border. Here we have fill. I've already shown you fill. You highlight whatever area you want, and you choose whatever color you want to fill it with. So that's quite straightforward. Here you have your font color. So you might want your text to be green or red or black. You can go and choose it from there. So that's your font and formatting area. This section here is your alignment area. So for instance, if we're looking at our headings, we might want these dates to be in the center. So now you can see that this says bottom align, middle align, or top align. That is where it is sitting in the cell itself. So if we widen that, you can see it sitting at the bottom of the cell. If we click there, it's now in the middle of the cell. If we click there, it's at the top of the cell. So that's just if you want to move it within the cell this way. We can also move it within the cell from left to right. So if we take these options, you click on align left, you can see everything has moved to the left-hand side of the column. We can put it in the middle, or we can put it on the right-hand side. So that's quite a nice feature there. Here we have indent. So you can either increase or decrease an indent. So you can see that you can move it across in increments, or you can move it back. Let's undo that. So here you can either increase or decrease an indent. And here you can do something called wrap text. For instance, we might say that, I'll show you how to insert a row now. You can right click and you can just insert a row. We might say that these three columns are all related to product. So we want to put a heading above here called product. But if we type in product, it's only going to reflect in one cell. We don't have to type it in all three cells. So maybe what we can do, we can use a feature called merge. What we do there, we highlight the three, we click on merge and center, and you can see these are three individual cells. This is one big merge cell to highlight that all three of these fall under product. If you want to undo the merging, you can just unmerge the cells. So that's if you want to have something stretching across multiple cells, you can merge. Let me just delete that.